Welcome guys, it is episode 6 of Whiskey Wednesday. Hope you guys have been having a good time, being productive, learning a lot, and just bettering yourselves during this quarantine and everything that's going on. This is of course our 6th episode. We are going to be going over prospecting for clients. We're going to be going over keto, online coaching, and what you should be doing as an online coach, as well as if we weren't trainers, what would we be doing with our lives? So again, on this episode, we are going to be drinking Crown Royal. Like before, this is a full-bodied whiskey. If you haven't had Crown Royal, this is probably my favorite whiskey that I've had to date. But it was made for the King and Queen of England back in 1939 when they came to visit Canada, and it's been pretty much the same ever since. John, if you want to go over what we're smoking today?
Well, as the whiskey, so far I like Maker's Mark the best. I don't really have a taste for this Crown Royal. I do like the flavored ones though, so I really like the apple one. He's gonna try to find us a peach to try out because we got recommended that by one of our viewers. Today we're gonna be smoking Monte Cristo, one of the higher quality cigars from Cuba. I've actually had an experience with these before, so I wanted to grab them again when I saw them at the cigar shop. But I really do like these.
I like these.
Yeah, it's just nice so far.
Pretty smooth. So, we'll hop right into it. Keto, specifically diets, is what we want to cover, but we get asked about keto all the dang time. So, when it comes to weight loss or weight gain, what's kind of the only thing that's going to matter when it comes to which direction you want to go?
The only thing that matters is calories in versus calories out. It comes down to the science, and that's the science of it. If you're burning more calories than you're intaking, you're going to lose weight. If you're intaking more calories than you're burning, you're going to gain weight.
Absolutely.
Every diet. Doesn't matter what kind of diet you're on, if you fall in those, you're going to gain or lose weight.
So keto, the reason that it kind of gets like such a great rap is because it's low carb. It's not no carb. You can still have carbs on keto. It's just very, very low carb. And people think carbs make you fat, and that's simply not the case. Carbs are going to be your best energy source. So if you're dragging throughout the day, carbs are a great thing to throw at yourself and bring that energy level back up. We won't get into specifics of what types of carbs you should look for depending on the time of day, but that's why it's so important to make sure that you're still eating carbs. Now, keto's a little bit different than like your Atkins diet or trying to just cut out carbs in general. So there's a lot of ins and outs. And honestly, I've never done keto. I'm not the best. I wouldn't coach somebody on keto. If you eat too much protein, you can get kicked out of keto. So there's lots of ins and outs. But I also kind of want to highlight some of the good things that come along with keto. But the reason that people lose weight on keto is because they're cutting out a whole macronutrient for the most part.
It's going to cut calories.
And that's going to cut calories. Yeah. But they're still going to eat a lot more fats. They're still going to eat protein. You want to replace that. Now, the good things about keto, same with any diet, if that's what you want your lifestyle to be and to have, go for it. If you like that, if that's what's accessible to you, absolutely do keto. But understand it's a lifestyle, because once you lose weight on keto, what are you going to go back to once you're done losing that weight? You're not automatically going to know what perfectly to eat. It's not magic. That's why we like to recommend macros, because you know what you're still eating the foods that you like, so you don't get that craving for bread and things like that. So
you still have bread when you're counting macros.
Absolutely. You still have anything you want. There's different things that are better. You want to stay away from all the added sugar to an extent, but I ate Oreos and cookie bites today before the workout that we did. So you can still have those things. Some of the really good things that I want to highlight for keto though is it's been shown, I'm not sure if in tests or if in like just practical application, I don't know the term for that, but just in practical application, it has been shown that it could potentially slow the progression of some brain disorders, like Alzheimer's and things like that. Not prevent it, not cure it, but it's been shown that it can potentially slow that progression down. So that's something that's very good with keto. As well as if you're diabetic, some of the biggest things that problems that you have is insulin responses and things like that. So on keto, you kind of take that out of the mix. So if you're type 1 diabetic where you're not going to get rid of it, that could be a time where we do make that lifestyle change. Your motivation to stay on that lifestyle is going to be a lot higher. Whereas type 2 diabetes, you can get rid of that. So go to like a macro-based approach, lose some weight. You're probably going to get rid of that type 2 diabetes, still monitor it, but that could be a great area to just start
losing
with.
weight over time is going to help you.
Absolutely. Before you go into a diet and you're not even exercising yet, let's exercise and let's watch our calories by following macros. So let's hop into the next one. What should you look for in an online coach?
Well, I'm going to talk about in online coaching, any coach in general, just the way they should support you and help you out.
Love bug season. Here
Love
in
bug
Florida.
season, yeah. Killing me. All right, so it's all variable based on what the coach offers, but you're going to want to find a coach that offers what you want, what you need. So a lot of these online coaches, a lot of these in-person coaches are offering nutritional guidance, which is giving you your macros, like recommending your macros, your ranges, your calories, protein, fats, carbs, offering workouts, like adjusting your workouts every 4 to 6 weeks, offering that weekly check-in so you can update your macros, update your workouts and stuff like that. But some, like the higher end clients, depending on how much you pay or what level of training you're on, they offer that 24/7 around the clock support. So you can reach out to them if you have any questions, if you're stressed out about fitness or a workout or something like that, you feel bloated, you want to reach out. That's also one of the things that might be included in an online training program. They also do a lot of coaching does supplement recommendations. There's a lot of bogus supplements out there. They don't want to see you wasting your money on those supplements, so they're going to steer you in the right direction. If you're a competitor, a lot of coaches help with your posing, kind of. There are specific posing coaches out there that can, or your coach might recommend you to. Some coaches might not be the best poser, so they're gonna outsource, like recommend you to another posing coach because they want you to do as best you can. They're gonna help you with your peak week, how you should manipulate your salt, your water, stuff like that. Your stress, you should like relax. You should be very relaxed going into your peak week, going into your show, so you're not holding a lot of water weight. Getting you in the proper mindset. This isn't just for competitors, but you want to have the proper mindset all the time, so you're low on stress. You're not stressing out during your workouts. You're not getting hurt. You're not worried about being bloated all the time, or gaining a pound on the scale. Most coaches won't have you on the scale every most coaches won't have you on the scale every day because they don't want you to get stressed about that number. And then audio, video calls, video chats, calls. Like some coaches offer that, but the busier coaches don't have time to do one-on-one calls with you. So higher level packages. If you pay more, you're gonna have access to your coach to call them, talk to them. So that's more of like a personal level. Like I like to coach a small amount of clients. Well, not small, but a reasonable amount of clients, so I can be on a personal level with all my clients.
You don't want to be overwhelmed and bogged down.
Yeah, I don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want to get to the point where I have too many clients that I can't get to know my clients and give them a good service. So I want to have a reasonable number of clients so I'm able to do my job very well.
And the good thing about so when we say like the motivational, the mindset side of things, we're not saying we're a mindset coach. What we can help fix your mindset is the weight on the scale goes up 2 pounds. Okay, what did you eat yesterday? So we start breaking that down. You had a steak and you caked it with salt. You're gonna be holding on to a little bit more water the next day. You're stressed out. For females, you're starting your cycle. All this different stuff you drank the night before, so now your body's stressed out from processing that alcohol. That's where the mindset coach kind of comes in, and we're like, hey, no, this is perfectly normal.
Yeah.
This is what we just did to our body, so this is why we're seeing these numbers. Let's take it back a notch. But it kind of gets your mind back on track, not like we're some motivational coach that steps up on stage and built all these companies like that.
I'm not going to give you a speech every day to get your mindset in the right place. No, we're going to tell you, hey, this is normal. We just need to stay on track. Like, we don't want you to go ahead and cut your calories because you think you need to, or do this, do that, work out for 4 hours. No, just keep you in the right mindset so you know that the plan is going to work.
Absolutely. They can also break things down. So, like your insulin response is they can check your blood sugar levels. Now, they're not going to check that, but you're going to send them numbers after you test it yourself. But they're going to be able to show you, like, okay, these are the things that we need to look for. It's too high in the morning. It's too high after this meal. These are the areas that we're going to change our diet to help fix that stuff too. So those are a little bit more specific things when you're kind of in the more high-end approach, like a bodybuilder might be.
Yeah. Prep coaches. Their jobs are tough.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to peak week, like every 2 hours during the night, waking you up, checking where you're at, seeing how you're doing, seeing how your body's processing food, filling out and stuff like that. It's a tough job, like especially if you have multiple clients competing on one weekend.
Oh yeah.
My coach had that last year when I competed. I think we had 3 clients same weekend.
All right.
All right, next thing we're gonna talk about, if we weren't trainers, what would you be doing?
I wasn't a trainer. I was in the military before this. I did decide to get out. But if I wasn't a trainer, if I hadn't thought about going into this career path, I would probably be an active duty infantry officer. Officer side, just because I like leading. That's my favorite part. I like calling shots. I like having the stress on me. I feel like that's a time when, I shine. But, I want to kind of be out in the nitty-gritty. I want to be in that intense action type scenario. So I've never been deployed. John's been deployed a few times. So I will say that for all you vets, I'm not saying I can handle combat. You don't know until you're actually in that situation. But that's where I would put myself and, see if once that happened. The second thing that I would be is, as I'm getting my real estate license right now, I can see myself as a real estate associate, selling houses and just doing that full time. With my real estate license right now, that's not what I plan on doing. I just wanted more knowledge as I get into investing into real estate. So figured for a licenses and real estate they're cheaper than being a personal trainer. So I figured before I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on a house, paying a mortgage, I should spend a couple hundred and get a license, learn a few more things. What about you, John?
Oh, all right, so my experience has been all over the place. When I was in high school, I did construction trades, so I learned how to build a house from scratch. So that was one of the things I was interested in. I always wanted to work with my hands. I always wanted to not sit behind a desk. But then I joined the Army. When I joined the Army, they gave me a job. They said, hey, everyone wants this job. Guess what that job was? Behind a desk. I worked in IT in the Army for 6 years. And then when I got out of the Army, I did it for another a year and a half. So I'd be construction, either in the Army. Before I was getting out of the Army, I was applying to be White House Communications. So I'd be in probably a staff sergeant right now in White House Communications. The only reason I didn't get to do that is because I had to have a top secret clearance, and the top secret clearance was going to take longer than my enlistment was to get processed. So I didn't want to re-enlist and then it not get approved, because then I'd be stuck at some shit unit that I wouldn't want to be at
For another 4 to 6 years.
Yeah, for a while. So I didn't want to get screwed. So if it was going to get approved before I got out, I was going to re-enlist and take the job at the White House, because that's one of the best jobs in the Army for communicating. Because you get to travel all over the world. You're not stuck behind the desk. Mainly, you get to actually do stuff. But things happened. I got out, did IT work. Also, I went before I joined the Army. I went to college for a semester because I wanted to be a physical education teacher. So, in my blood, I've always had the idea that I wanted to help other people, especially like children. Like childhood obesity is like skyrocketed right now. So, if I could always improve people's lives, make their health better, it's always been in me. So that transferred over to being a trainer. So it's always been a passion for me to help other people. So either
that's kind of in line with your journey. You weren't obese.
Yeah, I was overweight.
You were overweight, and imagine this guy overweight.
Yeah,
his body
I'm still
fat
overweight right now. But
his transformation pictures, if you haven't seen on Instagram, he likes to post those, and they're pretty impressive.
I'm a good overweight now, but I used to. So way at the beginning, I was super small. Joined the Army, I got into lifting weights, and then I got really fat because I was like, hey, I can eat anything because I'm working out. So I ate a lot of stuff, got overweight, ended up prepping for my first show when I was getting out of the Army. I actually competed while I was still in the Army. Got really lean, and then I've been going from there. So I'm trying to build up because I want to be a professional bodybuilder at some point. That's realistically my goal in the next 2 to 3 years. But yeah, so PE teacher, sports coach, probably football. In the Army, hopefully at White House Communications if I was, and then maybe construction if I went through with that. I did have certifications in that at one point.
I can see myself doing blue collar. I did some
Good
landscaping
money.
between. Oh yeah.
If you get into like the small detailed work too, you can make really good money.
Especially owning your own business is one thing that I see is customer service. If you provide, they don't necessarily expect you to have exceptional customer service as a blue collar worker per se, which that's a huge area that you can come in, and when you go in, you're personable, you get them laughing, engaged. Just I'm gonna do your house, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then also, something like things fuck up when you're a blue collar. Come in and fix it, be like, hey, you're fucked up, like you're not gonna have to pay for this, we're fixing it, good to go.
My dad's a blue collar worker, so it kind of like runs in the family. He's done everything. He's done renovations, he's done plumbing, he's done electrical throughout his like whole life. So he was actually a plumber in the Air Force for a while. So it's like in my blood too. So just working with our hands, we're hard workers, us criminals. So whatever I do, I'm gonna thrive in.
There's something about like making something with your hands that just gives you that satisfaction.
Like, oh,
Like, I made that. And we also wanted to go over prospecting. Is what are some things that you should be doing when you're prospecting clients to be a successful in-person coach, especially. This is where the tips that we're going to provide are mostly kind of for that in-person realm, but they also play over into online coaching tips.
All right, so first thing about prospecting, high availability, being at the gym so people can see you.
You can get, I've gotten clients and high-paying clients that walk in, they're saying, I want a trainer. And you still want to go through the sales process because I could get them to sign up for a higher package, but they were literally came in and they were wanting to buy 3 days a week to be training with me every single workout.
He was the only one there, so he's gonna get a client.
Yeah, so that's just by being there, as well as if you're at the front desk booking, you have that availability so that when somebody walks in and you're the only one available, they pull you up.
Sure, yeah.
Super easy way on that. Now, you should still be productive when you're there, but those are the easy ones that you just kind of walk into.
Especially if you know the front desk guys, if they know that you're like available, like doing something else, keeping yourself busy, but they know that you're available, they're gonna say, hey, this guy wants personal training, let me grab Jake real quick.
Yeah. Or if you're with a client and then they'll come up to you and be like, hey, is this a good time? My clients who have been with me for the longest time that I have that connection with, they're like, go, go, go. Like they're asking me to go.
Like, I know you're a good coach.
I've had times where they came up and they acted like they were finishing their workout and they came up and hyped me up as I'm talking to this person during their paid time. Now I gave that time back to them, but like they want to see you succeed just like you want to see them succeed. One other tip is have people skills. Is don't be afraid to go up to somebody, say hey, create those connections within the gym. People skills is what's going to get you there in the sales process, getting to know members. Just knowing the people that are coming in. I would recommend knowing at any time, whether it's 5 a.m., whether it's 10 p.m., know 5 people in the gym at all times. If you know 5 people in the gym at all times, you're probably doing your job to generate the leads at the very least, as well as when somebody who's not qualified or somebody that doesn't know how to teach their friend to squat, they're like, yo, go see my boy John. He'll get you right. Now John sits down with you and he can generate that lead off the referral from somebody else that didn't even train with him. So know 5 people and know them intimately. Be able to walk in and say, hey John, and know 3 things about them off the top of your head. How's your kid doing? How's your job going? How's construction work? How's the military going? Know 3 things about them, bring that up, and then that's gonna create those leads down the line for you.
You also want to look the part, so you want to be able to lead from the front. People are going to hire a trainer that looks healthy, looks fit themselves, or they're going to want to, more than a trainer that's a slob or overweight. They're gonna reach out to that trainer that's actually doing what they're trying to tell you what to do.
I'd say this about like looking the part, looking fit. I'd say this about your uniform. Maybe it's the military in me.
It is the military.
If you can't line up the logo of your gym with your name tag, I'm not going to hire you, because if you don't have that attention to detail, I don't trust you having attention to detail when I have 300 plus pounds on my back. I'm trying to pull that. Like, I don't trust that when I can get hurt if you can't even have your name tag right. So look professional, have your shirt, whatever your gym's rules are, look at those rules. Maybe they'll let you wear athletic clothes. whatnot, but still look as professional as you can. Don't just wear whatever you want because you can. Compliment others. That's the biggest thing. People are coming into the gym, they just got done dry scooping, pre-workout, out in the car, 3 too many scoops. They've been listening to their pump-up jams on the way to the gym to get like their mentality right. So the moment you walk up to somebody and you say, hey, your squat's fucked up, your deadlift looks like shit, let me show you how to fix it, they shut down. They don't give a crap how good you are. You are not going to be able to teach them a thing. They don't give a shit. So compliment them. Be like, hey, that's a lot of fucking weight. Hell yeah. But hey, mind if I show you this technique I like? And then that's going to be able to show them. They're going to try that, and then they're going to realize why that's better. And now you're the person that goes down the line because you help them out.
And then lastly, social media. Social media is going to be and word of mouth. Social media and word of mouth are 2 of the biggest things that bring leads to you.
100%. If you can get people to bring you referrals, whether it's clients, whether it's people you know in the gym, you want to get to that 50 to 75% where people are bringing you people, because now as people cancel, you're just going to be able to keep those clientele built up, and you're not going to have to do, I'm not going to lie, I don't like booking from the front desk. I don't like going out on the floor and floor pulling. I don't like going out and actually doing that. I like sitting down with somebody who I'm already confident with selling, that I've pulled off of social media, that come into the gym. I have never not sold. I've sold small packages and big packages, but I've never not sold anybody who's reached out to me on social media that I've sat down with in person at the gym. Never not sold anybody in that sense. So referrals, that's where somebody showed them my social media account and they came in, they sat down with me, they already had the rapport built, they knew I could get them to get their goals. I just had to show them the prices, essentially. Now I went through the whole process, you still have to do that, but essentially I just had to show them the prices. Once you have that referral and you have that person backing you up.
The value is already built.
Mm-hmm. So you just gotta find something that's gonna fit their budget. They're gonna get the same stuff regardless. If they're working out 6 times a week, but they're with you once a week, you're gonna get 6 times a week programming and nutrition and all that stuff. So referral business is the best. You're gonna close the most amount of people at the highest percentage.
Because their friends are probably already telling them their prices.
Yeah.
If you're training at a gym, your friends are gonna tell you how much they're paying. So they're coming in with the mindset like, hey, I know how much my friend is paying for this many times a week. And we'll get close to that at least. If the prices have gone up like $2,
yeah,
it's still close. Mm-hmm. So they know, hey, I'm gonna spend this much money. They don't get surprised when you bring it up the price sheet.
Yeah. And most clients are also smart enough to say, hey, I pay about this much. I pay about $250 a month, $600 a month, $800 a month, whatever it is. They're smart enough to kind of say about, because they know prices change too. So understand that referral business is going to be your main target. So utilize all of these tips. A lot of this stuff was about like knowing 5 clients at any given time, having the people skills, doing that stuff. Those are kind of some of the beginner things that lead up to you finally getting those referrals to come in that are really, really good leads. So we'll leave you guys with that. We went over prospecting. If we weren't trainers, we're drinking Crown and
Smoking Monte Cristo.
Diets, calories in, there's calories out. Track your macros.
Regardless of the diet, track.
And online coaching, what you should expect from your coach, what you should deliver as a coach. So if you guys have any questions for us, we're starting to get a lot of questions rolling in. We appreciate that, so keep that up, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you got anything from this episode, like and subscribe, big red button down below.
And send it to one friend.
And send it to one friend who's in fitness too, that can potentially help out them and gain their knowledge in this too. Help bring them to us so we can share our word and help as many people as possible.
Let's go.
All right, guys. See ya.
Peace.